that was the Netherton Tunnel. Hello and a very good morning to you, and behind me is the Great Ridge, Mam Tor, one of the walks that I haven't done yet, but this is probably one of the most popular walks in the Peak District, so I'm going to be sharing it with other people, which is going to be not really my style, but having said that, I've got to put up with it. So we've got to go up that path over there, up the top, up to the top, and then there's a big lovely ridge line to walk across. Doesn't that sound exciting? So we're starting our journey by walking back up around the back to the footpath, which is just over there. Over this way you've got Winnett's Pass, which is just down there. You can see it just heading down there. So you can see the path now going over there and up onto Mam Tor itself. So the last walk we did was over there, and that takes you to the Castleton loop. This one we're taking is here, and this is the road that takes you up onto the top of Mam Tor. You can just see it there. So let's go through here. There's a little gate here. There we go. So you can see the view from here. You can see the beautiful view, and you can see Wind Hill right over there. That's Castleton down in the bottom there. But we are still heading up towards Mam Tor. Okay. So as we come down now, you can start to see there's the road crosses here, and I think that is the road to Chapel Lethfirth, I think it is, and we cross over that and we're going straight up, and there's a road that sort of goes up there and that takes us up. You can see all of the people walking up towards the ridge there. Well, you can see now we're coming up to the gate now. So here, this like I said, this road here is the Chapel Lethfirth road. So we are going straight over the road and climbing up the grassy bank there. So we've got a couple of paths coming in now. We've got this path here, which is just coming on across the top here, and that is the road that's the footpath from the Broken Road. We've got the road here that comes up, and the car park is just up round the corner, and there's the steps to Mam Tor. You can just see that steady line of people up there. There is no shortage of parking spaces here. You can see along there, you can see all the parking here, all up the road here, lots of lay-bys and stuff. So this little flight of steps now leads us up to the road. Okay guys, so let's get our bearings. Just round there is the car park, okay? So there's the gates we've got to go through, and there's the footpath that starts to wind its way up to the ridgeline, and that's where we're going. So you can sit and appreciate this view. You can see the circular route there as it's coming round. Plenty of parking here. You can see parts of the old road now, it's just down there. Well, yeah, just take that view in for a minute. So we're starting our climb now. Up we go. So here you get a really good view of the Winnett's Pass there. You can just see that sort of drop in the ground over there, like a steep cutting over there. And that is Winnett's Pass as it goes through. Believe it or not, that would have been level at one time. The waterfall would have cut that out. But you get a really good view here of parts of the Hope Valley, etc. Well, this first lot of steps up to the top is a little bit, well, challenging to say the least, but it's nothing like it. They are well done. As you can see, they are pretty well made. but to be fair, it's not a massive walk up to the top, and we're sort of getting there now anyway. So we're at the first plateau now up here, and you can see that the view is just beautiful. Check it out. So if you look, you can see part of the hill fort ramparts there. You can see the way that's furrowed out around there. And this is what this was originally, was a hill fort, like a lot of these big hills were. But check that valley out. So you can see we've reached the trig point now, and you can see the ridge line going off over in that direction, but this area here, this is the trig point. So you can see we've got let's get our bearings. So over there we've got the Winnets Pass just coming around there, then we've got Castleton village, and there is the splendid Hope Valley. We're going to head over that way, and we're going to do the ridgeline walk and follow that along, which is supposed to be amazing views. Here you can see part of the other ring ditch here now going around the outside there. I mean, back in the day that would probably have been a little bit more filled in than it is now. Anyway, let's get our bearings now so we can look over there. We've got the beautiful Loss Hill over the background, and then the valley there, and the broken up road just coming up here through this little corner here. So it's fabulous. What a view. Well, we're doing all right now. We're just coming down. Well, we're on the ridge line anyway, towards Loss Hill now. That's our next destination. It's funny how I've looked at this many times and thought, I wouldn't mind going up there at some point. But I tell you what, if you like a place to yourself, which you know I do, this is not the place for you. Just come here really early in the morning. That's your best bet. Because look, you can see there's people everywhere. People and dogs. Just check out that view, guys. That is what they call the Hope Valley. You can see here, guys, that this is the original footpath here that would have been on Mam Tor. You can just see down there, guys, you can just see the broken road there meandering its way up to the camper van parking area here. There's all of the Hope Valley. The cement works in the bottom distance there, and we're heading over that way up to Loss Hill. So we're approaching the next hill now. It's a bit of a climb, this one. Looks like there's some steps up to the top of it, but not a problem. So you can see everybody at the top of Mam Tor there, right up the top there on that ridge, and we've come all the way down here now. Well, this looks an interesting set of steps here. It's more pebbles and rubble. Let's get our bearings. Over there is the broken road. Over there is Winnett's Pass. Over there at the back is Edale, and down in the bottom there is Castleton, and you can see the cement works in the background. Well, you can see now the view has really opened up now. You can see the whole of the Hope Valley now displayed out before us. Look, how beautiful is that? Well, I just want to note that a lovely lady's just come to me we're on the top of Mam Tor, and just said she subscribes to my channel and watches my videos, which is really nice. And she's on about the one I've just done at the B29 one. Actually, when somebody comes up to you and points at you and says B29, you know exactly what they're talking about. Anyway, yeah, so just want to say a big hi to her if she's watching the channel, and subscribe to Brendan's channel, remember. Right, so you can now this can be visible for miles, this plug of rock, and that tree on its own up the top there. We've seen it, now we're going to stand next to it. But anyway, you can see there's a bit of a climb up to that before we go over to Loss Hill. So the walk is about 3/4 done now. Well, here we go. Do you know what? I haven't seen anything steep as this since I climbed Castle Dinas in North Wales, or Llangollen. But yeah, check it out. There's a proper hike up there, isn't it? Oh well, nothing we can't handle. The final hill in the horizon is Loss Hill, and that's where we're going to head now. That is the final frontier of this walk. Okay, so that's what we're going to head towards, and we shall see. Here is the final frontier, the final hill, known simply as Loss Hill. I think it's spelled L-S, Loss-E, but I think it's double E. Anyway, it'll be on the screen now. But anyway, as we head down, you can see it ain't too much of a bad footpath up here, but it is, you know, considering all the way up the touristy bit of this area, it doesn't seem to be many people can be asked to walk this far, because they've realised you've got your average people who are walking up to the top there, you know, and then you've got the specialist walkers who are doing this last little bit, because these others are like day trip ones, they're just doing it because it's in a guidebook. But the more professional, experienced walkers, they will go to Loss Hill like I am now. Go, Loss Hill and Ward's Place. Well, it's presenting itself now. Edale coming across there, and there's the cement works, and there is the village of Hope. Well, you can't comprehend how long this ridge line is. It is huge. Look at that running all the way along here, but nearly there now, nearly there, last little bit. Finally we have reached the top of Loss Hill now, and this gives us the viewpoint now over Hope Valley. As you can see, Castleton over there, Hope, that the town of Hope is over there. So what this does, it gives us a good vantage point here. As you can see, look. to Mam Tor and Loss Hill. It's been absolutely brilliant, absolutely great walk as well. Anyway, don't forget to join us for another video. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. Have you been here before? Anywhere else you can suggest in the Peak District area you think I should have a look at? Take care.